Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing part, I believe it's 7. On this page we're doing in the Disney Dream Collection by Thomas Kinkade. And we have the flowers to do on this side of the page along with the vines and stuff that are growing around. But we also have to do this little gal over here. Excuse me. So depending on what version of the film that you've seen, whether you've seen the animated one, the live action one, whatever one you've seen, her name has changed a couple of times. The original is Plumette, also Fifi. She is the feather duster, and she's just kind of hiding over here in the corner. So, in one of the films, I think it's a 2017 live action remake of the film, she's a little feather duster that has like peacock feathers down here. And then she's got her little, I guess you could call it like a little hat with a little plume of flowers coming, or leaves, flowers, come on. It's feather. I'm sorry. A little feather coming down. So whatever these feathers you do are the feathers up here. On the page on this side, she has got kind of like these red feathers coming up, lipstick, a little tiny, like it's almost like a little maid hat. And then the feathers come pulling out. And I think she has a little piece of jewelry on here. She's, of course, gold. This is red with white fluff at the end. I don't know what kind of bird is in those colors, but they do make her stand out a little more. So, as what I... Oh, sorry, I bumped the cord here. Looked up some pictures of her, and she looks more like a ostrich type feathering, but I know that if I make her black with white tips, it's not going to quite stand out as much as some of them. So we can try to make her, oh heavens, they do have one in red, and it's called the Beauty and the Beast Pooh's Advent Calendar. Okay. Just kind of looking around, trying to find the original movie picture with her in it. She and the candlestick guy kind of have a little thing going on. Yeah. Darn it. I wish I could find one that was really easy and simple to look at. No, there's like only one that's red in the color that's on the other side of the page. The rest of them are in black and white. She does get a little fancier towards the end of the movie. In the live action, she's actually a bird that does things. I've seen that movie. It was fun. I've seen the original, but I don't recall. Yeah, in the original, she's also black and white. Okay, so we're going to have to give her some color here. We'll put some red in her black feathers. So I'm going to throw a little Indian red in here so we can get her to stand out. And then we'll go over it with some black. We want to make it fluffy, so. And then the bit of the feather that comes out comes down to be the necklace type area that she has. White top hat piece here we're going to do with a little bit of the Posca. Just make it white and kind of fluff it out a little. Okay, we're going to get some tones in here for gold. Okay, that is the dark Naples Yellow. I'm going to throw a little bit of light yellow ochre in here. And we'll throw a little of the red that we put down here. On this side. We're going to have to get really tiny with something to give her some lips. So I'm going to have to find a pencil. It's red with a little makeup on there. And here it's kind of pink. So we're going to get some dark flesh here. And we're going to get a very, very sharp point and barely use any pressure on it at all in here. So we can get her lips painted up. And then she's got a little bit of that. Around her eyes too. I'm going to put a little around that hat, just so it stands out. Okay, we're going to put a little of that down in here. And then we're going to throw a little blue down in the bottom feathers. Sky blue would be nice. Just if they were white, they would have some blue coming up. And we'll throw a little of that in her little hat too. Okay, then we're going to take black, and we're going to bring up these lines. And bring some of that up and down, and leaving the red as the highlight. Okay, a little bit of the white Posca for the black or the blue down here. And we'll pull some of that up. Okay. Just to make sure she stands out. The black, it's not sharp enough for her eyes. So have you all watched Beauty and the Beast? And if so, which one is your favorite? The live action, the original, I think there were a couple of them, and of course then there was the knockoff ones that came in cartoon land. Okay, I think that looks good enough. We will, when we color in this area, all this darkness around her will bring her out a little more. Hopefully. Because I'm still really not sure how I'm going to do all this. I tried a flower here. I did that in 2 colors to match the rooftop over here. Now, like I said in the other video, last video, that I changed the roof color because I didn't like the bright colors in here, which to me have got some purples and some pinks, along with this little thing here, and there wasn't much of that color anywhere else on the page. So I put mine in with a purple, deeper, darker, with blue tones in it, so the blue would be picked up from his jacket, and I was going to do some of these flowers down here in those tones too. So I brought over the blue violet and the dark indigo, which are the base colors of these, and we have some of these little flowers that are coming down here, and I colored in just with the purple. My problem is hand drawn in here are only a couple of these roses, and then I am assuming I'm supposed to add a whole bunch more in here. Unless I hand draw them in, it's not going to work out. So it was just putting some purple down and then deepening one side of that flower where we're going to have a bunch of green coming up. We have a bush here. It looks to be one bush on this side, one gigantic bush here, which they have drawn out to here, but it's not in this picture. This building actually comes down further into this area, but I don't want to have to draw a building in here either. The rose, I assume these are supposed to be buds of the rose bush coming out or something. And all of this is green with the roses, and they have a lot of roses here, and we don't have them drawn in here. So we have flowers coming down in a vine area in here, a little bit of it coming over here, a whole bunch of it on this side that's greens, and then the vine that comes up on this side, out over here, and up here and here. These are itty bitty, teeny tiny, and these over here are bigger. Now my idea of doing this would either be to darken the green and then put some flowers on top, or leave a bunch of holes where we can put flowers in and add leaves. With that being said, we also have little vines on this side with roses and down here on the bottom. I guess I dented my page down here. Oh well. I just noticed that. I thought I might be able to do this with sponge and acrylics going up in the area of where the greenery will be, also with a little bit of an acrylic for the flowers, but I'm not sure if that will work out with the yellow flowers and the red flowers and the tonnage I need. Wonder why I left the flowers for last? This is the reason. Okay, what I'm going to do is go down here, and I'm going to attempt to do the flowers down here, and if I feel comfortable enough, I'll put some over here. These are the same color that are on this side, minus a couple of yellow ones. And then some red ones up on the top up here. So we will try that. We've got dark red, red violet, and light purple pink. So the light purple pink is going to be our highlight. Put it in this area up here. I don't know, can you even see these little flowers? I don't know. Tilt you over this way. Okay, light pink here. There's one rose here. There's a lot of greenery fluff here, and I think this is the rose in this area here, and one here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 roses here. Is that it? I guess. It's really hard to differentiate, you know, it's which one is a leaf and which one is a rose. I think I'm going to add another little one over here since we can't tell. And I like an odd number, not an even number. Next color we're going to bring in is dark red. And we're going to put that underneath the light color. Maybe we'll make that like a rosebud. Okay, then we're going to go in with the dark red violet and shadow up this area even more. Okay, and then just a wee bit darker with some, why not? We'll bring in some dark indigo. Deep in the very bottom of that rose. Kind of pull it out into the area that's surrounding it, because this is supposed to be, I think, greenery, and this can also make a nice shadow. So just pull it out and darken that side. Okay, green. We need a light green, and we need some really dark greens. Green opaque. I wonder how dark this is. Not as dark as I would like. That is a good one. This will be our highlighted color with some yellow in it. Yep, those. And now I need a really deep green. Deeper than that, so we will use that one, and we'll use a sepia or a black. Dark sepia. Okay, we have this little bit of well, greenery. I'm just going to call it greenery, because in the other picture you cannot tell if these are leaves. We just know we have some highlighted areas. This one is light green. So we'll stick some light green in there. Okay. Next color is earth green yellowish. Trying to figure out what is green and what is not. What is supposed to be green and what is not supposed to be green. Okay, this area here is gray. All of this here is gray. Okay. Next color is the chrome green opaque. So how are you all doing? I hope everybody's well. We're doing okay over here. The storm came in last night, but everything's still doing well. Oh, this is brighter. This is pine green. And we're going to throw a little bit of that in here. We'll keep that line there. We're going to go in with the chrome green opaque again. Kind of go over that. We're going to go in with the sepia. We're going to sharpen this pencil up a little bit. Can turn the book a little bit. And we're just going to run this over all the green, over all the red. Okay, we're going to run our eraser down in that area. Just to make sure we have our white border. It seems to have a little bit of blue in this area down here too, so I'm going to bring in a little of that dark indigo. Add some of that into our greenery too. Okay, then we're going to take our blending stick. We're going to be real careful with this. We're going to blend only where the gray and the blues come together. If we blended our flowers, we'd get the red all over the place. You can go in where the bushes are, or the greenery parts. And then just kind of spread it with our finger there. I think that looks decent. I think we need to darken these rocks a little bit up here. But for now, that's what that looks like. It's okay. Okay, we're going to try the same thing up here. Our 3 tones. I have to watch my flower outage up here because 1, there aren't very many there, and 2, this one here is white along with that one, supposedly that one, someone that's over here somewhere that isn't there. We have a red one here, and one over in this section, one up here somewhere, one over here, one down here, one peeking out here, and then the rest of that is greenery, although this looks like it's supposed to be a flower there. And then there's greenery down here. And the greenery back here is extremely dark. So there's supposed to be a rose up there. So we're just going to go in here and add our colors and hope for the best. There's a rose in here somewhere. This is a rose. That's a rose. These are white. This is red. So we have 1, 2. There's supposed to be one up in here. So we'll just kind of give a reflection of one up there. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We have one here. We're supposed to have one up here. One down in, we've got white, white, and a red. But I'll just put one there and stick one there. Okay. Then we go in with the darker red, dark red. Shouldn't say darker, it's just dark. And add that in there. And then our plum. supposed to be part of a wall. This part is going to drive me batty. Okay, we're going to go back in and we're going to skip one of these light greens because we had to darken those so much. We're just going to go in with these three and the sepia. So, earth green yellowish first. We're going to kind of just pick some leafy areas. We're going to go over these vining leaves. Is there a rose down here? No, this is just supposed to be green. Green petals. Okay, we're going to go in with the chrome green opaque. Pine green. These are trees, so we might as well throw a little green in them too. And the sepia here. And this in here is dark too. Okay, we're going to go back in there with some pine green. Some chrome green opaque. Okay, and then right behind his coat, I have to throw some dark color in here too. Then we will erase just a tiny bit of those vines, make them a little brighter. I don't have it dark enough back there, but I'm kind of darkening up those vines and I'd like to see them. And throw in some speckled effects back there. You won't see them when it gets dark, but you'll notice that it's not a complete dark mass of color, hopefully. Okay, we're going to take a little black in there. Well, we would if I knew where the black one was. I have a black Prisma sitting there. I had the black right here. There it is, hiding over there. So we're going to take the black and go right up next to this cement pillar. Going to go around all these flowers in circular motion, trying to keep some of that looking like it's leaves. I do believe that this comes down here, but I don't know, I'll have to get that back out, I guess. Take some of that out of there. So if we come up here, just going to put a line there, so I guess it would come here and around there, so this would be dark. And in that flowers area. Okay, this side. Dark. Going with a green, chrome green opaque. Redo that vine. Just kind of go over everything here with the green. These little guys, I'm just going back in with the same colors that we had originally started with, so I'm sorry if I'm not going to name them all right now. I'm just trying to get it to look right. This is the chrome. One before that was the pine. Still trying to get that to look like it's in the back depth with these guys, but letting the greenery show up a little more. It's not an easy thing to do. I go in with the blender and just blend that a little bit. Okay, we're going to go in with the black again. Seems to be like a little darker in this area. And then just right down in here. This one has got more of a flower here, so I erased a little bit. We're just going to add some red in there. All our red flowers. Darken those up there. I got to darken the ones down there. More of the red violet. And a little bit of the indigo dark. Okay. Gonna blend that around a little bit. I'm gonna put some yellow in these whitish flowers. That is orange. Not a good color. Just a bit of yellow in there. A little yellow in here. A little sanguine in there. Throw a little in the red ones too. All right. And bring in cream, or is it ivory? Ivory. Okay. Kind of gives us our dark look back there. I'm not crazy about it, but I'll probably continue to play around with it. All right, we're going to clean off my eraser tip. Kind of lighten this one up here. Just on that edge, so it kind of brings it out just a little further. Okay. And we're going to lighten up those vines again. just so we can throw a little light green in it. Something like that. I think I'll bring in a little bit of some black in there, if I can find it, in the Distress ink, just to darken it up a little bit in that corner. So we're just going to dab in some of that. We're going to take that and dab it in down at the bottom too. We're going to go over the area down here. And on those rocks, I said I needed to darken that up a little because it's in the shadow down here. So we want to do that too. Then I'll brighten it up here some. There. That'll work a little bit. Just going to take our eraser. Put in some lighter lines here. Like that, and then blend it because the ink should still be a little wet. There we go. Now if we got any here that we don't want, we just go back in with a little bit of the Posca. Probably not that one. One that has a little bit of that tip on it, and we'll just redo our white skirt here. You kind of have to redo it every time you put in some shadows, so it's kind of fun. All right. I think I'll put a little light blue in here too. Just kind of over those erased areas. Okay. I wanted to work on this one because it's kind of behind him. Excuse me, and it doesn't really matter. I need a sip of tea here. Okay, what it does on this side, because it's really dark, and it gave me the... I have to go around and whiten all this up when I'm done, aren't I? It gave me kind of an idea of how difficult that's going to be when we get to the other side. Okay, because this is tiny compared to this and this big old bush that I'm going to have to add roses into. Yeah. Still debating about that. Now down in this area we're going to be dark. We have one vine that comes up here with a big red rose here. Got little tiny leaflets here and leaflets here. One white rose or white something. One lighter rose there, some greenery that comes up, and it comes up and wraps around this pillar. So, she has a red rose right here next to her arm, and this is all dark. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take whatever this is, chrome green opaque, chromium, and I'm going to go down in here and put the green. Green up here. Green leaves coming out on this side. I don't know, there could be roses there. Down here's part of that. So we don't want to do too much over there. Bring in some of the earth green yellowish. Add some blobs of that in here. I'm going to have to erase this. That looks to be a little rosebud down there. Sunflower leafy things. Okay. Leafy things going up there. We're just going to work on this area. The pine green. We'll bring in some of that. We're brighter on this side. This is the light green. Just plop some in there. Okay, then we're going to bring in some of the dark indigo. We're going to throw in some dark sepia. Going to throw in any more other greens out here. We've got some green gold here. Throw some of that in there. And then kind of go over the whole thing. In sepia, very lightly, but we want to get all that darker. Get our eraser, redo the vine that's there. There's a couple of little leaves or something there. I think it's supposed to be a rose. I don't know. I'm going to darken the areas around it. I am using the dark indigo here. Okay, Red rose. So we're going to bring our red colors that we had out for the red roses that are on at least this bush. So this one is a red rose, and this little blobs down here. Little pink. And the purple with violet. There's a leaf there. Little leaf color. And there we go. Bring in a little black. Gonna darken those a little more. Shadow under here. Okay, we're going to dot that with a few areas like that. Go back in with the dark green we have. Go over them. So it looks like you have leaves back there. Okay, then we're going to add a little white to this side of this. Okay, maybe we'll add a little lightness to those roses. Yeah, I'm debating about those. Oh boy. Okay, the flowers were bugging me, so I brought out some paint and a little sponge. And I went over and put some white on some, and I got a little red here. And I think it's way red. But I also brought some blacks and greens and some purples. So we're going to try to darken that red up a little bit. Come on. These are Arteza Craft acrylic colors in matte. They come in a set. And we're going to try to darken that red up to be just a deeper red. That might work. So we're just going to dab the paint on here where the red flowers are supposed to be. top of the white that we already put down there. Okay. This one here on her arm there, and then there's a couple of them there. This one is gonna, it's going to bring the flowers out a little bit, help me when I'm trying to put them on someplace that they're actually not at, and brighten up the colors a little bit. Okay, so we have the red ones and we have some cream ones up there. So we're going to take a little of the gold, mix it with some white, and try to come up with a creamy color. And just dab on those that are supposed to be there. And we'll stick another one over on that side. There's one over here. We'll just dab it up. Get rid of those lines while we're there. Okay, any of them down here? No. Okay, any more up at the top? Yes. Okay. Wee, flying sponge. I think I'm going to go ahead and greenerize this up. I have, what is this, forest green. It's kind of bright, but we do have black and we can darken it up. Just going to move this and hope those little sponges stay where they are. I'm going to put some of this down here. Yeah, you can see that. So we have that green. We have this light green. Should have brought a blue, which is really bright. We've got the black. And we have a purple, but those are for the flowers. Yeah, you have to hold on. I gotta get a blue. Okay, I found some blue. I brought the box out. It's a set of 20 from Arteza. This is the darkest blue we have, which is called Sapphire Blue. We're gonna throw some of the purple, which is Royal Purple, down here. And of course we got the black. We've got all the greens and we don't need the gold. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Because I want to get some dark green, but I also want some, this is a craft sponge. By the way, I'm going to put some of this greenery going up here. Just kind of turn it around so you get some kind of leaf pattern going up here. And it really doesn't matter if we go over the roses. We can put a little out here and hide her under the bush a little. So I think she's peeking, spying on them. Greenery going out here. We can mix a couple of colors if you want. I'm just trying to get it green. We're going to go up here. Darken up some of that. Go up here. Go in this area. Okay, we're going to throw some of this over here too. And down here. Okay. You can go back over this with any, oh no, you're not even seeing it. Critters, so sorry. Just putting some of that color down here. Put the dark down so you can add the light touch. And you can see it better. Just blend it on in there. Boom. It'll dry a little darker. Some of that up here. Okay, there's some petals over here too. We're just gonna lightly splatter some of those there. Gonna have to do some pencil work on here, so I'm gonna have to get it as dark as this. We're also gonna throw some of that color in here because we put it on the other side. Okay. I like that a lot better. And if we want to, we can darken up our, well, if we don't throw our sponge all over the place, we can brighten up those roses a little more. By just dabbing in another little color on top. Same with these up here. Mixed a little gold into the red. And you just get a different color. Like I said, you could always add them in anywhere you want them. Okay. Do. All right. Okay, and if you think you got too much of something, add a little greenery on it. Put a little green up here in our tree. Now I'm going to get some pencils and do a little more work up there, and then we'll get the paints back out in a minute. Hopefully they'll stay wet. If not, I'll just fill the thingy up, and I'll try to get my finger washed off a little bit. Where's my water? Acrylic paint does stick to fingernail polish, by the way. Okay, greens in here. I wanted to get close to her head without splattering anything there, so we're going to go in and around here. And this bush does come up and around, so everywhere that we have skin, hair, or jackets and clothing, we want to make sure we don't put those bushes and flowers on those areas. It's okay to put it all over the wall. Make sure we get this color everywhere. Go over everything because I'm just going to go over it with acrylic paint. But this is our background. In case I don't get too much of that acrylic paint on, we have go around a little plumette. I'm sorry. It just started to hail, pour down. It was sunny just a second ago. Okay, get that. We want to get it dark around her. We can darken up the areas. I'm bringing in a Prisma black here with the paint, but around her and him we want it nice and dark. Darken this jacket right there. Okay. I think this little area down here should be darkened too. Is there supposed to be a rose here? Yes. There's supposed to be a rose there. Okay, so this is dark green. Oh, that's not dark green. That was sepia. That is green. Okay. Maybe I'll bring in some moss. I have a really pretty moss ink. It's nice and dark. If I can find it. It's a new one. Not you. Click, 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 click. How many ink things do we own? Too many. Moss. Moss looks like it'll look pretty in there. And do I have a green? Will this work? Don't spill the acrylic all over the place. Yeah, that'll work. We're just gonna dab that in there too. It'll work real well with the acrylics. Throw a little over on this side. Throw some down here. You put it somewhere, you gotta put it everywhere. That got some in the sky. There. Didn't get any in her, did we? Gotta get it out of the sky. Wrap that a little bit. Can always add some more blue into the sky and cover that up. There we go. All right. Now we'll go in with our greens and get some more leafies going there. Now this is the lighter green. It's not going to show up as much. Oh, we want the darker green first. Should move this paper to make sure I know where this greenery is supposed to go, or do we care anymore? Because I'm going to kind of be adding it here and there. Okay, we want the darker green. Go behind everything where the shadows should be. Okay, get a little lighter color on there, highlights, lowlights. Okay, I think a little darker over here though. All right, now we're going to add the flowers in. Get rid of that one. Get the green tip all over my finger. And and my thumb. If you didn't want to use the sponge effect, you just use the pencils, that's fine. I just thought it would look prettier because I was having a hard time. And coloring is not supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be fun and relaxing, so I'm trying to keep that in mind here. Do the red. Maybe if I mixed a little of the purple in with that red. Let's see what that does. Well, that'll give us an interesting color. Tiny white. All right, red flowers are just kind of splattered in here, so we're going to try to get this to be a little rounder, which means pinching it with a little more fingers, and dab in some red roses. And there are red roses over there. Then we'll darken it up and add a little more color in there. Okay, then I'm going to throw a little white in those. Okay, now, hello, more water. We're going to get some purple flowers in there too, because we want purple to be like the roof over on the other side. This is just going to be fun to clean up out of my fingers. Okay, so just stick you there. We have another little sponge piece here, and we're going to dab it in the purple. We need a little white here. White. So we want them to be highlighted. So a little white comes out a lot. We didn't need that much. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. Okay, so these are these flowers that are coming up here. Are they? Yeah, a couple of them can come in here. I like those. They go with the roof. We're going to throw a little of those down here on the bottom too, just because I want a little bit of that color down there. Okay, anything else? Oh, we have to put cream flowers in there. Okay. That's the gold color. So there's a few of those. So we just put a couple of them up here. A little more gold on that one, please. There we go. All right. I'm going to add just a little bit more of the green in there, just to cover up a little bit of those. Just grabbing some color there. Like a highlight there. A little darker, I think. So we're going to throw a little more black in that. And then a little of the green. Yep, that got too dark there. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let it dry. I'm gonna go wash my fingers and then we'll go in with some pencil. Okay, we're gonna do a little shadowing, hopefully. I have Delft Blue, which I'm going to shadow these purple flowers. Just gonna go around and darken one half of them. Go over this very lightly so you don't scratch off all your dabbing. But it'll give them a little depth. Okay, so that didn't take too long. All right, then we want to take a darker, redder color. And I think we were doing red-violet on these. So you just want to give some of those a little bit of darkness on them too. Just so they match the other ones. And if you don't like the white on it, just go over the white with the pencil too, and you can get those nice and dark. Okay. The yellow ones, if you want them darker, you can either add a brown or a, this is a little brown ochre here. It's gold. It takes longer to dry. I already put my finger in it. I broke this little piece off, so we're going to scratch some of that off so the green will come through. Okay. You want to go over any of the green areas, just pick a darker green. Add green in anywhere you didn't get the paint. We'll see if we can erase that. If not, no biggie. Do you want to make it darker around her? sure she stands out. So her little hat gets its little white pieces put back in. Give her a little extra yellow on her face so she stands out a little more. See if we can't brighten up her eyes a little. I know I got paint all over her. Supposed to be a little red rose here, or a purple rose, I don't know. It better be purple. If I put red over there, we be like the only red flower. So let's stick a purple one there. There we go. Okay. Take a little bit of the dark sepia and put it in here too, just to darken some of these areas up. Seeing if there's anything else. I have still not done his tail, but we're doing those in the same colors as we did his fur. You can see what I'm doing. I should look before I start coloring. Tail's pretty dark. A brown ochre. And then bring in the dark sepia, and we're going to kind of give him a little more curl in his tail here. Okay. any place else that we can see here. His hair up here needs to be a little darker. Okay, we can lighten up her hair a little bit in the back here. Just a little yellow coming down. Well, I'm kind of happy the way that turned out. I mean, it's not really, really wonderful, but I mean, it's good enough. I like the bush. I think it turned out okay. It should be darker, but I'm not going to fret about it. Let's see. Look right in this area. It should be a little darker. Just bring in a little blue. We could probably bring in a little tiny bit of black if I can find it. Darken it up there by the sky too. I can play with this forever. You guys don't want to watch that. Okay. Bum, 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 ba-dum. I think I am going to call it. I rather like it. So there we go. I'm going to call the picture done. So this is the original and my copy. That is it for me today, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this one was really long. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, leave them in the description box down below and let me know what you think of it. Thanks guys again for watching. I really, really appreciate you guys so much. So I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. I'll leave a picture of it at the end of the video. Take care, everyone. Bye now.